Welcome to the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paul is here. I got John Orr joining me today. Kevin's not here just yet. At any minute in time, he should pop in. But for now, John is going to go ahead and get this podcast on the road with me. So it'd be me and him controlling the fort. John, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. Don't let the rumors fool you, folks. I'm actually replacing Kevin. He's being phased out. We just haven't told him yet.
Well,
Gonna make it real awkward when, at the water cooler tomorrow at the Balls in our court headquarters,
Well, John, I can't wait till you break the news for him because, hey.
Oh, this is how he's gonna find out. We're not doing it in a manly way. He's gonna find out when he hears the podcast. He's been replaced.
Good job. Well, hey, man, how's everything treating you up there?
Good. I'm finally not busy for the first time in a long time, so I enjoy it.
Hey, congratulations to having some free time.
Yeah, I think that'll last about 9 minutes. Actually, I no longer have it. So
Nice. All right, let's get into it here, man. We got some breaking news, and we'll start with NFL first, and then NCAA after we reach the NCAA topics. Adrian Peterson, pretty much, he went ahead and admitted that he was smoked marijuana before his urine analysis test on Wednesday. So before John and I dissect, I want to just spend his 15 seconds playing this little snippet right quick. Why, Adrian Peterson? Why did you get high when you knowing that you have all these allegations against you and you got a court date? John, I'll let you go ahead and before I go ahead, John.
I wrote a poem about this I'd like to read.
Go ahead.
He was going to run the ball, but he got high. He was going to carry the Minnesota Vikings offense, but he got high. Now he's whooping his 4-year-old's ass, and we know why. Hey, because he got high. Because he got high. Adrian, sit down. Just sit down. Do us all a favor. Sit down. You're in the spotlight on some stuff I've defended you on because we've seen pictures. There's no proof. That your court of opinion's a mother. We know that.
Right.
But now you go off and do some ignorant stuff like this. When drugs have been the hot button issue, you have an all-pro wide receiver missing an entire season for drugs. You have a guy who took something to increase him and his wife's chances of fertility, sitting 4 games for drugs. Why, when you're already deactivated for another case, are you blazing up a doobie? What the hell is wrong with you? You just sit your ass down. You're embarrassing everybody. I feel kind of gypped because even though I'm not a Minnesota Vikings fan, I was excited to see Bridgewater and Peterson in the backfield together this year, and it's not going to happen.
Man, this is what I want to say. Okay, I know Adrian Peterson has a lot on his plate, disciplining his child, and now he's going to court over it. And, there's a lot of people that's going at him. He's been carrying the franchise since he's been drafted there. Honestly, I can see a little bit of why this because you had Christian Ponder at quarterback. I'm just kidding. But it just doesn't make sense, man. Like, you have this case coming up, and I give you did admit to them that you did do it, but why? Why would you do it before that you know that you have a scheduled test and go ahead and partake in, I guess you want to say, hitting the doobie or smoking weed or just smoking marijuana? Why? And you already know, but all this doesn't just make your image look poor. It's not a good look for you and yourself and the situation they want. Listen, me and John agree. We understand the discipline of the children because, as Kevin has said on the podcast before, we are in the South where we are used to, I guess, disciplining your children. And
we'll just say this: I didn't run over my father in his house. We'll just leave it at that.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't run over my father in his house. We'll leave it at that. We ain't got to say what happened. And another thing we're overlooking on the Peterson thing, what about these alleged misappropriation of funds from his charity? That rumor that popped up this week.
Right.
Just sit down, AP. Sit down. You're embarrassing everybody. Just sit down.
So I guess I want to ask you, John. Go ahead before I go. You got to say.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So in 2015, he's due to make $12.75 million as a 30-year-old running back. I mean, should the Vikings just consider releasing him at this age? Because we already know about that shelf life of the running back. What do you think they should do as far as the situation here?
First of all, that shelf life thing is a crop. I don't know when in time 30 was you take the running back out the pasture and shoot him like a horse. I don't know when this happened. Fred Jackson's 33 years old in Buffalo, and he is an anomaly for running back. The St. Louis Rams cut their offense, literally their offense last year by releasing Steven Jackson saying he was too old. He was 29. When did 30 become the pop? You're done. You're out the pasture. You're moving out of the back, especially in a system of multiple backs.
Right.
When did this happen? I mean, I'm getting off on a rabbit trail about that, but when did this happen? Because if you look at it, Walter Payton played for 16 years in a single back system.
Mm-hmm.
Most NFL, no, he didn't play 16 years. Emmitt Smith played about 15 years. Walter Payton played about 10. But why in multiple back systems? These guys, 8 years, you're done. Once you hit 30, you're done. Happened to Daniel Tomlinson. It happened to it's happened to Steven Jackson. I blame Barry Sanders, honestly, for it because he retired at 30, and that's when it started, it seems like.
Right.
But his money is gone. And they're going to get it based on the personal conduct. They're going to find the same loophole they did to get rid of Ray Rice. Mm-hmm. And he's done. He might get picked up by another team. But I asked this question a couple weeks ago when we got in the heated discussion of Ray Rice, and I asked it with Adrian Peterson. Mm-hmm. How does this affect his legacy? Is he going to be a Hall of Fame running back because he's put up Hall of Fame numbers, or is this right here going to tarnish his legacy so he never gets in?
And you know what, man? That'd be a shame too. I mean, I guess I don't know, man, because people are looking at this child abuse different as far as disciplining your child. So everybody's got a different answer for that, and so I guess because that question, it's hard for me to kind of input on that because he did go. I mean, really, I think he should be. I think he should be there. But with these recently that happened with the distraction and everything like that, and now this coming up, he's getting older. But like you said, you don't believe in that 30 over age running back and don't think, we shouldn't use that. But for the most part, man, I think he should be there. But with these here, that's what everybody's personal opinion. Hopefully, they take their personal opinions on child abuse or disciplining your children versus what he has done on the field. And
here's the Adrian Peterson. Here's where I stand on corporal punishment with your child.
Dumbass.
Kevin's here.
Yeah, he's here.
Here's my corporal punishment stance. All right. Now, the child was 4 years old. So, I've seen the pictures. Yeah, it was a bit much for a 4-year-old. But the thing that people are stretching out now, and I'm a father of 3, so I see it's a little bit different, is they make it sound like anybody who physically corrects their child is a horrible parent. Yeah, he went overboard, so I understand where they're coming from, but they're making it sound like anybody who does this is a horrible parent. And I got to quote a wise woman who raised me and still has all her hair. I mean, granted, it's completely white, and I'm responsible for that, and that's my mother. When she said that she had 3 kids, and she disciplined them with corporal punishment when she seen fit. However, she's never been called at 3 o'clock in the morning to post bail for one of them, so she considers the win. I get mad when they go on this corporal punishment thing. I get real upset about it, but he took it too far. And then the drugs and the misappropriation of funds allegations. Really, man? When is it going to register to these athletes? Peterson, Josh Gordon, Ray Rice, anybody else in the spotlight. Everything you do is scrutinized. And you're under a microscope.
Yeah. If
you get a speeding ticket mouth off to a police officer, it's a big deal. It's huge. So when is it going to sink into these guys' heads? As much as they want to be, they're not regular dudes. They're not regular people. They can't get in a fight at a nightclub, which Kevin knows me. I've been in a few fights in nightclubs in my life.
No.
And be escorted out. they get in a fight at a nightclub, it's on ESPN the next morning.
Yes, it is.
When is it going to register in these people's heads? They cannot behave and carry on like you're blue collar people like me and you are.
Yeah.
And they need really to come and realize when they do one stupid thing, all the other stupid things that they've done starts coming out as well. Now, Adrian, you did one stupid thing. Now all the other stupid stuff you done is coming out now as well. So
what's that line from that Jermaine Dupri song, Money Ain't a Thing? And that's what the fuck I call a chain reaction.
Yep, there you go.
It really is. It's a chain reaction. Because you give somebody a crack in your foundation to think you might be something ethically wrong with you, and they're going to expose it.
They will take a jackhammer to that bitch.
They're going to do it. You see it every year in election. You think it would register to these people. You can't. You almost have to live the life of a monk when you're famous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad.
You have to kind of almost take it the way that some of the bigger basketball players have done it, like LeBron and stuff like that, where your personal life, or you stay away and you stay out of the limelight as far as your personal life goes. You don't go out and you don't do all this stuff and you don't hear about them going everywhere. It's the people that always go everywhere.
Derek Jeter was a prime example of that. He just retired, but in the last 20 years, has there been a public figure more private than Derek Jeter?
Exactly. You never
Besides his women, which if I was dating them women, I'd be letting you know about it too. But has there been anybody? You can't have a cell phone in his home. He's so private.
Yep.
But I hate to say it. They're no longer Adrian Peterson, the football player. There's no longer Ray Rice, the football player. It's Ray Rice, Adrian Peterson, the product. The business end of it. They're a product. It sounds horrible. It sounds like slave mentality. But they are marketing themselves for people. They're not just a dude. It's not like me and you. These guys, everything they do is sponsors watching. It's simple as that. And I don't know when it's going to sink into these multi-millionaires' heads who apparently went to college that they can't carry on. They're held to a higher standard whether they like it or not.
They went to college, but did they really go to college?
Rutgers is a prime university.
But
whether or not they...
So is Oklahoma.
Boomer sooner. Whether or not they want to be role models,
they are.
Charles Barkley said it best, I'm not a role model. Yeah. Somebody's kid's looking up to them. And they can't carry on like that. And I don't know how many people are going to have to lose everything before somebody realizes, hey, can't be a dumbass.
I know that's right, man. Kevin, welcome.
Hello.
Kevin, you've been replaced. I don't think I'll just go ahead and tell you you've been replaced.
Kevin's actually okay with it.
Good. You can come on every episode now.
John said he's got more time now, so he'll be able to join us.
Well, I still have about 9 minutes. I'm booked again.
Oh man, look at this guy.
See, I told you.
All right, let's go ahead and transition to the next topic here. We're still talking football. Jim Irsay has the article out saying that things got really bad with Peyton and the Colts. Pretty much he's admitting that he handled this wrong. There was Jim Irsay declined to pick up the quarterback's $28 million option bonus during the time, and Peyton, because when Irsay took control, clean out the front office built by Polian, many complained that he was stunned, surprised, sad, and disappointed. So I guess I want to say let's talk about this now. This story comes out now. Why?
Who the hell knows?